Good afternoon. Welcome to the Weather Gurus Channel 101. Today I want to talk about global climate change and its effect on the weather patterns. Now, some people don't believe in global warming and climate change, but I believe in it. And also, from a Christian perspective, I want to tell you that I believe that we're living in the last days right now, and that means the end times, and that means different things for different people. I understand, but I believe that climate change and global warming is a part of the last days, and this is what we're seeing. Even people in the media on these sites at MSNBC and CNBC and Fox News have been saying that 2020 has not been a business as usual year. And so, even if you are an atheist or you don't believe, I understand, but you still know that 2020 has not been a normal year, quote unquote, and that's spanned from everything, from political, the economic, the social, the scientific, all arenas. Has just not been a normal year. Now, to confirm this, I want to tell you this is from YaleClimateConnections.com. This is a real site. This is not spam. This is real climate change reports. 13 major climate change reports released so far this year in 2020. Okay, these are free studies that contain the latest authoritative information about food security, U.S. food risks, renewable energy, and much, much more. Um, Folks, the state of this climate is unbelievable. Our prayers are out for those people in California, Oregon, on the West Coast who have been dealing with these fires that have turned the sky red. Have you seen the pictures of that? Have you seen the pictures of the fire turning the sky red? And in San Francisco Bay Area and also in Oregon, just unbelievable pictures. Anyway, back to this report. NASA Global Climate Change Center gives vital signs for the planet. Okay, right now carbon dioxide is up 414 parts per million. The global temperature has risen 2 degrees Fahrenheit since 1880. The Arctic ice is losing. We're losing 12.85% per decade. Okay, that's every 10 years we're losing 12.85% of this Arctic ice of the Arctic Circle. 427 ice sheets are losing mass. Okay, and the sea level is rising 3.3 millimeters per year. Okay, so anybody out there that's telling you there's no such thing as global climate change is lying to you. The data actually supports it right here. I'm on NASA's site, nasa.gov. Okay, this is from climate.nasa.gov. This is official data, not trolling. This is official data. Carbon dioxide is up. Global temperature is up. The Arctic ice is melting and sea level's up. Okay, in addition to that, this year, ladies and gentlemen, we have Tropical Storm Paulette and Renee, record-breaking hurricane season pace. Here are the names, okay? Listen, Colorado State University is a major forecaster in these hurricanes, along, of course, with the National Hurricane Center and NOAA and all of the other models that we've been hearing about from time and time again. We are forecasted to go into the Greek alphabet, which is highly probable. Okay, the last time we did that, of course, was the infamous 2004 and 2005 hurricane season where we went into the Greek alphabet. Now, whether or not these storms make landfall in the contiguous United States or in the Caribbean remains to be seen. It may not. Okay, that's fine, but we're still on a record-breaking pace. Okay. Listen to this. This is a tweet by Mr. Philip Kosbach. He's a Colorado State guy. Comparison of recently released Colorado State and NOAA seasonal hurricane forecast for 2020. Both call for a very active season. Colorado State forecast generally slightly to somewhat higher than the midpoint of the NOAA range. We're talking about 24 named storms, possibly, or even more, because we're going to the Greek alphabet. 26 named storms, 12 hurricanes, 5 major hurricanes. Okay, so that means that, listen, on average we only see 12 tropical storms, 6.4 hurricanes, and 2 major hurricanes respectively. So now we're looking at more hurricanes due to weak vertical wind shear and trade winds and less atmospheric stability, right? And the La Nina typically means that we see fewer hurricanes due to stronger vertical wind shear, right? But listen, we're not in that type of pattern right now. We're not in this El Nino, La Nina thing that, everybody's been talking about on TV. We're not in that. We're in a whole different type of pattern that I don't have time to get into. But let's just say the climate is changing tremendously, folks. Listen to this. 19 of the 20 warmest years on record have been occurred since 2001. Listen, we just set a record out in Death Valley, California. It was 130 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the actual air temperature that set a record that hadn't been seen in 50-something years, ladies and gentlemen. So, with the exception of 1998, this is the data from NASA. This is the exact data. 2016 ranks as the warmest year on record. Okay? This research is broadly consistent with similar constructions prepared by the Climate Research Unit and NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. So you can see this timeline here. You can see how the Earth has been warming. I can speed it up. Look at that. Just unbelievable. It's on fire. Ice is melting. Everything is going downhill. And this is going to continue, ladies and gentlemen. Sea level rises. Let's take a look at that. Sea level rises have risen nearly 7 inches over the past 100 years, and it continues to grow. This is from NASA, Goddard Space Flight Center. Look at that. 2020. Way up here. Look at the sea height. Way up here above 80, 90 millimeters in sea height variation since 1993. This is unbelievable. What this is telling you is that a lot of the data is showing that not only is the sea level rising, the ice is melting, which makes sense, but the Earth is warming up at a tremendous pace, okay? And this has a lot to do with what we're seeing right now with these fires, floods. We might even see earthquakes. Earthquakes have been increasing in various places. We had an earthquake yesterday over in New Jersey, 3.3. It wasn't strong, but I'm saying the earthquake plates are starting to shift. There's a lot more going on here than what meets the eye. So some resources to check out for more information on this. You can look at the food shortage we talked about last couple of days ago. You can look at the UN's report on that in 2020. The World Water Development Report 2020, Water and Climate Change. Water is going to be a critical resource. As a matter of fact, you also need to look at the State of the Climate 2019, a special supplement by the American Meteorological Society. They do an awesome report. It's a free download. It's kind of a long report. It's about 400 pages, but you can get a 10-page executive summary that's also available. They're kind of like a Cliff Notes version. Some other reports that show some things is the 2035 plummeting solar, wind, and battery costs can accelerate our clean electricity future. It's all about sustainability, and that's what's going to be happening in the next 10 to 15 years, okay? Self-sustainability, especially for a lot of Western Hemisphere nations like United States and Europe and South America, who depend on a lot of gas and oil and all that's going away now. And that's what part of the reason probably why Tesla is so important to a lot of these investors and everything. So, but back to the point. Climate change is happening. It is here to stay. And we must be prepared to live in a world that we have to become more self-sustainable, more sufficient of use of our resources, because the ice is continuing to melt. Sea levels is rising. Carbon dioxide is growing. Global temperatures is growing. Everything is growing to point to a worldwide meltdown, okay? And so what happens if we have an EMP attack, okay? If the grid goes down, what happens to the climate then if the sun doesn't shine as strong as it has been shining in the past? Look at the effects of this on global climate change, okay? This is happening very, very fast. It's not millions of years away like scientists have happened. This is going to happen in the next 10 to 15 years. We're going to see dramatic effects in a population of animals decreasing. I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of fish have died in a lot of these lakes and ponds and rivers. A lot of bees, we don't see bees around pollinating as much, bumblebees as much. And so this is going to continue. So get prepared, start becoming more self-sufficient, self-sustainable. It means in terms of being more environmentally conscious and environmentally friendly, because the bottom line is that we're living in the end times, and God and Jesus is soon to return soon. So get prepared. This is signs that the earth is showing us. The earth is groaning, as the Romans in the Bible said. The earth moans and groans for the day of the Lord's return. And so get prepared now. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. I am the Weather Guru. I thank you so much for joining me on this Climate Change edition. Have a great day. Bye-bye.